2023年度邵逸夫生命科学与医学奖平均颁给帕特里克·克拉玛和伊娃·诺加利斯，他们揭示了基因转录机制的每一个步骤，正常的基因转录如何促进健康，以及机能失调如何导致疾病。结构生物学家伊娃·诺加利斯来自西班牙旧科尔梅纳尔。
So, my parents grew up in post-Civil War Spain, where life was very tough. So they actually never had the chance to even go to high school. And they were obsessed with my brother and I going to university and having an education.
他受到几位高中老师的启发，对科学产生兴趣。
You were able to get enough concentration.
诺加利斯在英国基尔大学取得生物物理学博士学位。他在实验室使用当时新颖的冷冻电子显微镜技术。
The cryo stands for the fact that we look at our samples at very, very low temperatures.
1998年，诺加利斯加入加州大学伯克莱分校分子与细胞生物学系。他运用冷冻电子显微镜技术研究基因转录的蛋白质结构。
In our body, all of our cells have the same genome, the same DNA content, but they're doing different types of gene transcription, meaning expressing, turning on different genes so that they become different. One becomes our skin, another one our heart, or another one part of our bones. Each one of these cells is decided to just turn on a certain set of genes. The first thing to do this is to read that gene, and this has to be done by first identifying where that gene starts. This is the job that is done by transcription factor 2D or TF2D, is to bind the DNA where the gene starts, and in the process then recruit the rest of the factors that are going to be doing the reading of the gene, forming the transcription pre-initiation complex or PIC.
他和团队用了10多年时间，才发现 TF2D 和 PIC 的结构。
The tricky part when studying biological samples are how to obtain them, how to prepare them, how to arrange them, so that then you can take images of them that are meaningful, that are going to have important mechanistic information.
随着科技进步，诺加利斯有越来越多的新发现。经过不断努力，团队终于有重大突破。
So there was a time when we were collecting our data and doing our data analysis and things did not make sense. And it was very frustrating. And we were backtracking, thinking everything that could have been wrong. And I remember this particular student, he did something very critical that allowed him to realize that one part of this complex was moving very dramatically. And suddenly everything made sense. And from then on, we knew it was going to be difficult, but we knew what we had to do, and we could build from there.
他的团队最终成功捕捉到 TF2D 的结构，后来还捕捉到 PIC 其余部分的结构。
It means understanding nature and how it works also allows you to understand what happens when nature stops working, when there is a mutation that gives rise to a disease. You absolutely have to avoid.
诺加利斯的研究成果得到了科学界认同。
She's very confident and sharp, and not afraid to ask questions.
She is, in my view, one of the best structural biologists in the world. She's fearless. She's rigorous. She's energetic and passionate.
在科学路上，诺加利斯不是孤军作战。她的丈夫也是科学家，他们有2个儿子。
What's on that one? Tie.
她和大儿子都很喜欢下厨。
Over the years, it became harder and harder as she became bigger in the scientific community to be able to actually interact with each other. And so that was always a period where we could sit down together.
丈夫很欣赏她的干劲。
If there's a barrier in the way, she will go through it or around it.
这里是德国哥廷根。本届绍伊夫生命科学与医学奖另一位得奖者帕特里克·克拉玛，同样是研究基因转录的蛋白质机制。他经常会思考一些自然现象的成因。
You observe something in nature, something is colorful, something is beautiful. And then if you dig deep, you're able to find a mechanistic, molecular, chemical explanation for all these wonders that surround you in nature.
1995年，克拉玛在海德堡大学取得化学文凭。他在英国剑桥大学进修时，专门研究结构生物学。他在法国格勒诺布尔攻读研究生，钻研 X 射线晶体学。90年代末，他到美国史丹福大学担任博士后研究员，在罗杰·科恩伯格的实验室工作，研究基因转录。所有生物体的基因都是由 DNA 组成 ，RNA 聚合酶2转录或复制 DNA， 产生信使核糖核酸，也就是 mRNA。科恩伯格的实验室多年来一直研究 RNA 聚合酶2的结构。
It was just that they had problems to get high quality crystals, and my contribution was mainly to find out, how can I get the best possible crystals, which then allow me to solve the structure. I was writing letters by surface mail to people back in Europe, asking them, can you look through your fridge? I found several compounds that people have not used before.
有一天，克拉玛在实验室突然茅塞顿开。
It was predicted that the polymerase structure is held together by 8 zinc ions. And now I could see those zinc ions on my screen early in the morning. And so I jumped up and the chair fell over and I ran out and I watched the sun rising over the Silicon Valley and I felt really good because I knew, it's going to be a lot of work, but I will solve the problem.
罗杰·科恩伯格在2006年获得诺贝尔化学奖，发现 RNA 聚合酶2结构的克拉玛可以说是幕后功臣。
And these mechanistic insights are extremely important if you want to, for example, get insights that allow you to think about new therapeutic approaches.
有了这些发现，科学家能够研发治疗癌症的新药。2001年，克拉玛回到德国，成立自己的实验室。10年后，他的实验室制作了第一部基因转录电影。
And then those snapshots you have to bring in the right order, and then you can animate the scene and you get a movie of transcription.
Patrick has also done a very great deal of making these scientific discoveries really very approachable by doing things like making movies of how this enzyme works. So this actually helps even on the level of teaching students.
学生在他的身上获益良多。
他就是很关心他的学生，就会为他们着想。我觉得 Patrick 是一个非常好的 mentor，他知道怎么激励大家。
克拉玛在哥廷根马克思普朗克多学科科学研究所担任主任近10年。他最近担任马克思普朗克学会主席，这个学会下设85个研究所。克拉玛希望为下一代创造更美好的未来。
There's only one planet, and I think in the past we have not been aware enough of the damage that we do to the planet. So we have to change our thinking, we have to change our behavior, and we also have to invent, we have to have new technologies.